Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to start with my next lecture, and I've already started before exams chapter number 6, that is staffing. We have covered the meaning of staffing, the importance of staffing, and we have also covered the staffing process. So basically, for your revision purpose, I would like to tell you what is the meaning of staffing. We will again repeat, you please look at the board. Now staffing means putting people at jobs. Yes, you agree with me or not? Yes, staffing simply means putting people at jobs. So it is described as a managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. So putting the right person at the right job, that is what staffing is, and it is one of the very important function of management after planning and organizing. So this is what staffing is. Now next we moved on to the staffing process. As I've already told you, the staffing process includes various steps as I've written on the board. Estimating manpower requirement, recruitment, selection, placement and orientation, training and development, performance appraisal, promotion and career planning, and compensation. So these are the steps which we have covered in the staffing process in detail. Now I am going in the subsequent topics of this chapter. We are going to cover 3 topics in detail, in more detail, that is recruitment, selection and training and development. I have put a star on these 3 points, major points, which we are going to cover in more detail in the subsequent topics of this chapter. So recruitment, selection and training and development we are going to cover in detail. Now this chapter I am covering from your NCERT book, that is your business studies NCERT book. It's given very well, so you need not consult any other book for this topic. Consult this book and everything will be very much clear to you. Now moving on to the topic recruitment. What do you mean by recruitment? Yes, recruitment is the process of finding possible candidates for a job. So finding possible candidates for a job is what recruitment is. It can also be defined as the process of searching for prospective employees. Yes, searching for prospective employees and stimulating them. What do you mean by stimulating? That means motivating them to apply for jobs. So basically searching for prospective employees and then motivating them to apply for jobs. This is what recruitment is. Now advertisement is a common part of recruitment process and can occur through several means. That can be through newspapers, using newspaper dedicated to job advertisement, through professional publications, using advertisement placed in windows, through a job center, through campus interviews, etc. So advertisement is the main part of recruitment. Advertisement plays a very important part in the recruitment process. So this is what recruitment is. Now there are various sources of recruitment which we are going to do in detail. Can you see this chart, my dear children? That sources of recruitment, they are of 2 types, that is internal sources and external sources. Now internal sources, what do you mean by internal sources? Internal sources is that when we choose the candidates, when we choose the employees, when we recruit the employees from within the organization, that is known as internal sources of recruitment. And external sources, when we use the outside resources for recruitment, that is known as external resources. So first of all, we will cover internal sources, and under internal sources we have 2 types, that is transfers and promotions. So this topic is very important from case study point of view. Generally a case study comes from this topic, that is sources of recruitment. So you can note down in your notebooks that this topic is very important from case study point of view. Now internal sources, there are 2 important sources of internal recruitment, namely transfers and promotions. As you can see on the board I have written transfers. Now first of all, what do you mean by transfer? Transfer means shifting an employee from one job or another, or from one department to another, or from one shift to another, without a substantial change in the responsibility and status of the employees. When we change the employees from one job to another, or from one department to another, or when we shift the employee from one shift to another without changing his responsibilities and status, without much change in his responsibility and status, that is known as transfer. It may lead to change in duties and responsibilities or working condition, etc., but not necessarily salary. So transfer is a good source of filling the vacancies with employees from overstaffed departments. It is practically a horizontal movement of employees. Horizontal, what do you mean by horizontal? Horizontal means when there is not much change in status in the same line, and when there is not much change in the not much change in the status and the responsibilities of the employee, and there is no change in the salary, that is horizontal movement of employees. So shortage of suitable personnel in one branch may be filled through transfer from another branch or department. Job transfers are also helpful in avoiding termination and in removing individual problems. So this is what the internal source, the first internal source of recruitment is, transfers. Now the second source is promotions. Now business enterprises generally follow the practice of filling higher jobs, filling higher jobs by promoting employees from lower jobs. So promotion leads to shifting an employee to a higher position, carrying higher responsibilities, facilities, status and pay. So I know everybody knows what is promotion. When you are shifted to a higher rank and your salary also increases, your status also increases, your position also increases, that is known as promotion. So promotion is vertical movement shifting of employees. Now this practice helps to improve the motivation of the employees and also the loyalty and satisfaction of the employees. It has a great psychological impact over the employees because a promotion at the higher level may lead to a chain of promotions at lower levels in the organization. Now moving on, I hope you have understood the internal sources of recruitment, that is transfers and promotions. Now we will move on to the merits of internal sources. Now what are the merits of internal sources? We will move on to the merits and limitations of internal sources. Now merits of internal sources, first of all, increase in motivation, as I have already discussed with you. Now suppose from within the organization a person is promoted to the higher post with increase in the salary and with increase in position and increase in status. So it will help in motivating the employees. The second merit of internal sources, it simplifies the process of selection. Now, of course, when you have to select a person from within the organization, the process of selection becomes simplified. You don't have to give any advertisement, you don't have to conduct any interviews, you don't have to conduct any tests. So it helps in simplifying the process of selection. Then the third advantage is no need of induction training. When the employee has been recruited from within the organization, then obviously he is well acquainted with the norms, with the rules of the organization, and there is no need of induction, that is introducing an employee to the organization. So there is no need of induction training because of if we follow the internal sources. Then next is transfer has the benefit of shifting workforce from the surplus departments to those where there is shortage of staff. So where there are surplus employees in the organization, they can be shifted to that department in which there is shortage of staff. In short, you can balance the employees in the organization itself by using internal sources. Then of course it is an economical source because there is no need of any advertisement, there is no need to conduct any interview, there is no need to conduct any test. So obviously it is an economical source of recruitment. Yes, so I hope merits of internal sources are absolutely clear to you. Now moving on to the limitations of internal sources. Now limitations of internal sources are, first is when vacancies are filled through internal promotions, the scope for fresh talent and induction is reduced. Obviously, people who are already working in the organization, you prefer that person and therefore you cannot procure fresh talent. So fresh talent is ignored if you use internal source of recruitment. Second is employees become lethargic. So the employees may have become lethargic if they are sure of time-bound promotions. Then third is not suitable for new organization. Internal sources are not suitable for new organizations. Then fourth is the spirit of competition is hampered, because when you know that you will be promoted without doing any special work within the organization, then the spirit of competition obviously decreases. Then it hits productivity negatively, means frequent transfer of employees may often reduce the productivity of the organization. So here I stop. I hope internal sources are clear to you. I'll be sending you one more video today in which I'll be covering the external sources of recruitment.